Closing your eyes, letting your palms rest anywhere they feel comforting. Draw a full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, open mouth sigh, let it go. Couple more inhales and exhales all on your own. So breathing in fully. Sighing that breath out of the mouth. Feel the warmth as you inhale through your nostrils. Pause at the top for just one brief moment. And then as you exhale, open mouth sigh, release that breath out. Notice the temperature, notice the shoulders dropping back and down. When you're ready, taking your tongue, licking your lips, sealing them to one another, begin breathing in and out of the nose. Create that oceanic sound with your breath as you constrict the back of the throat, as you drag it back and forth. And if your energy this morning feels good, then take the tip of your tongue and lightly press it to the roof of the mouth. And if your energy is a little lower than normal or you're a little cold, then you can let your tongue rest comfortably on the bottom portion of your mouth without the tongue pressing forcefully into the teeth. So let it be soft. Unclench the jaw if the jaw's clenched. Soften those eyes and the gaze behind the closed eyelids. Unfurrowing those eyebrows if you feel like you've got them furrowed together. And then just simply sit, breathing here in and out of the nostrils, observing your breath, observing the space that you're in, and then finding gratitude in all aspects that apply to you, whether that's emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever it may be for you. As you allow yourself to arrive within the four corners of your room, and then on your mat, begin to set an intention for yourself. That intention can be anything that feels right, that brings you gratitude, that lifts your spirits, that fulfills contentment within you. It can be letting go of something. It could be inviting something. Or it can be a mantra if you prefer. Maybe Om resonates with you, the sound of the universe. So you use Om as your personal mantra today. Whatever it may be for you, whether it's that intention or the mantra, draw a full breath in through your nose. Lift through the crown of the head, let everything release and drop down as you let that breath go. Either keeping your eyes closed or fluttering your eyes open. You'll inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky, let your palms kiss over your head, and then exhale, bringing the hands into prayer and at your heart space. Inhale, you'll pull your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, you'll roll those shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, circle seat those arms up towards the sky, gazing neutrally. Exhale, pull the heads of your elbows down. Pull your shoulder blades together behind your back and spread that collarbone wide. When you're ready, inhale, lift those arms back up. And then exhale, release that right hand to the right side, sliding the left fingertips towards that right edge. If you prefer to keep your hand a little closer, keep your hand a little closer and maybe even use your elbow to press it into the hip and then slightly bend or curve towards that right edge. Either looking down at your thumb, looking forward, or up towards the ceiling, it's your choice. Take one more big giant breath in here. Let that breath go. And then inhale, we'll rise back up. The arms reach up towards the sky, shoulders away from the ears. Pull the heads of the elbows down. Expand through your heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, left hand to that left side. Decide how far you want to curve your body towards that left edge. If you decide you want to slide the fingertips out towards the edge of the mat or keep that elbow hugged close to your hip, find the position that best suits your neck and its needs. Maybe you even allow your gaze to go back and forth or down and up. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. Pressing into that left palm, inhale, both arms reach up towards the sky, and we'll exhale, pull the heads of our elbows down. Inhale, the arms reach up, palms will kiss, and you'll exhale, bring your hands into prayer and into your heart space. Lowering the palms down to your sides. If you have that block, bring that block in front of you. Recall which foot is in front. So if it's your right, just remember it's the right. And if it's the left, then just recall that. Bringing the soles of your feet together. You'll take that block in front or on top of the blades of your big toes. Tall side, whichever short side you prefer, draw a breath in, wiggle the hips back. The toes are away from the body. And then you'll exhale, fold the heart over. As you fold the heart over, you have that block to rest your forehead on. Extend the palms towards the top of the mat, straight arms if possible, and then exhale, bend those elbows. Draw a full breath in here. Releasing the weight of the head onto that block, or if you need to stack your hands. If you don't have a block, bring your hands into prayer, make a fist. And from that fist, you can rest your head on the base of the fingers. Breathing in through your nose here and breathing out of the nose here. Whenever you're ready, releasing and inhale, you'll rise back up. And as you rise back up, recall which leg was in front. Now you'll bring that one in first and take that opposite leg out to the top. Remove the love once more, the flesh from underneath the body, and we'll inhale, circle sweep our arms up towards the sky, palms together. Exhale, hands at prayer and at our heart space. Inhale, shrug shoulders up. Exhale, relax the shoulders back down. Inhale, we'll circle sweep our arms up towards the sky. Exhale, twist open towards that right side. So take that right hand somewhere to the back, left hand along this right edge of your thigh. Breathe in completely, relax that left shoulder away from your ear, and let that breath go. Allow yourself to anchor through the sits bones, lifting up through the crown of the head. On your exhale, you can look over that right shoulder slightly or a great amount if that's your preference. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. Inhale, we'll come back to center. Our arms reach up. And then we'll exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, lift the heart up, pull the elbow heads back and down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist it towards that left side. As you twist towards that left side, make all those soft adjustments that I typically invite you or encourage you to try, and then add any additional that you see fit for yourself. Breathe in fully. Let the breath go completely, ringing from the abdomen, looking over the shoulder if you need a little bit more love for your neck. Last inhale here. And that exhale here. On our next breath in, we'll come back to center. Our arms float up, palms will kiss, and then we'll exhale, bring those hands into prayer and at our heart space. Releasing the palms down once more, grab that block, grab the sole, bring the soles of your feet together. Let the toes come a little further away or shimmy your hips back. Place it however you see fit. Draw a breath in and then exhale, bending at the waist. Release the forehead down. Notice if you're able to bow down a little more by allowing that block to come to a lower setting, or if you still need that height, use that height. That's completely fine. Again, if you don't have your block, not a big deal. Just allow your palms to come into prayer, interlace the fingers like you're weaving a basket, create a little base, and then drop your forehead or your chin down on that base, your choice. Big belly breath in. Melt the heart down a little bit more if you can. Maybe even slide the elbows closer towards the shin bones if you're using your hands as the prop. And if you're using the block, maybe allow those arms to come forward. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. As we take our next breath in, we'll begin to lift and rise up, removing any items that may be in our way. Bringing the blades of the feet together, letting the soles rest down on the ground. Allow the knees to kiss, windshield wiper your legs right side to left side. If your hands are behind you and you have them spun back, rotate your fingers so that they point towards your heels of the hands versus your heels pointing towards the heels. Come back to center, and as you return to center, drop the knees to one side, work the weight of the body into tabletop position or on all fours. We'll begin to wiggle the body from the right side of the room to the left side of the room, back and forth.
And then pause in the center. As you pause in the center, grab the block if you still have it. Place it along the back of your legs or those calves, taking a breath in. And now you'll exhale, send the weight of the body back, resting your hips on that block if you have it. Bow your heart down, extend the fingertips forward, and then gently hollow out your armpits. Press into the blades of your little pinky fingers, draw a breath in, and let that breath go. So instead of forcing the hips towards the heels, this block or even a pillow or a rolled up towel can support the frame so that we can ease into this child's pose breath by breath. As you see fit, you can begin to remove that block. And as you see fit, you can begin to slide the hips further towards the heels, taking a couple more inhales and exhales here. Notice as your belly expands on that breath in. And if you need a wiggle, wiggle slightly. And then let that breath go completely, bowing your chest down or relaxing the forehead down on the mat. If that forehead is not on the mat, use that block or your pillow and rest your forehead on that item. It might be best on the lowest setting, but definitely know that you can lift it up to that second or even that third height position on your block. One more breath here. Let that breath go. All on your breath and time, releasing and rising up onto all fours. As we make our way onto all fours, we'll wiggle our hips once more. Go ahead and allow yourself to pause in stillness, curling the toes under, working the weight of the body back, and then shining the heart forward. Exhale, take it back. Toes are tucked, stretching the bottom of your feet. Inhale, you're allowing the wrist to have a little length as your shoulders come over. Continue this movement back and forth, warming up our wrist. Hopefully you haven't been spending a great amount of time on that iPad or your phone or even your computer. But if you have, this will help to release. Last time forward. Exhale, last time back. And then inhale, neutralize. As we neutralize, lift your feet a couple of circles with those ankles. Pressing the hands or the tops of the feet onto the mat. Lift that right wrist a couple of circles in each direction. Right palm back down, lift the left one. Couple of circles in each direction, and then place that palm down. Bring those knees closer to one another, curl your toes under. Feel your chest drop down. As your chest drops down, you'll feel that retraction of your shoulders. Inhale, tilt your chest and chin up for that cow pose. On our exhale, press your feet into the mat, dome your spine, pressing the finger pads into the earth so that you can cat it up. Inhale, slow for your cow pose. Take your time. You can even drop the shoulders down first, or the chest, and then lift it up. And then you can exhale, dome that spine with your breath for that cat position. And we've got one more. Inhale, cow pose. Elbows point back slightly so that we don't hyperextend them. And then exhale, round that spine. The elbows still slightly point back, but the arms are long and strong. And then inhale, neutralize. As we neutralize, wiggle the hips. Now bring your thighs close to one another. As the thighs come close to one another, you'll inhale, extend and straighten that left leg behind you. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. Go ahead and curl the heel towards your body. Point those toes up. And now you're going to pulse your toes up. As you pulse the toes up, you're going to notice that your glute is going to contract. So we're just warming up that low half of the body, trying to bring movement and mobility. Last two, and then extend that leg nice and long. Drop the toes to the back of the mat. Exhale, shift the weight of the body back, curving your chin towards your chest, doming your spine up, pulling that left hip forward. Take a full breath in here, and you can rock back and forth if you'd like, or you can just keep the weight of the body towards the back as you let that breath go. Whichever feels right for you. One more inhale. And that last exhale. On our next inhale, we'll look to the top of the mat, slide forward the weight that you slid back, lift your left foot off the ground, cross this left foot over towards your right side. Exhale, look over your right shoulder, press your left hip towards this left edge of the room. Take two inhales here, all your length. One more if you have one more in you. Letting it go. Keep your legs just the way they are, but inhale, take your gaze to the top of the mat. Adjust your hands, bend that left knee behind your right. Work the weight of the body to the middle of the mat. And then you have two different options this morning. You can send the blades of your feet out to the edges, or you can curl the blades towards your shin bone. Whichever you decide on, take a breath in. Top of your foot is on the mat or the blade if they're out, and you'll exhale, bow it down. As you bow it down, you may notice that this right foot is getting really big length and stretch, especially if it's close to that left shin bone. If it's out towards the blades, you're going to feel it more on the outside edges of your glutes. So decide which one you prefer. Big inhale here. Big exhale here. One more inhale. And then that exhale, wherever you are, inhale, lift your head, looking forward, return the knees to the mat if they lifted. Send the blades of your feet out towards the edges. And now we're all going to exhale, lower all the way down towards our glutes. So paw your way until you feel your glutes release down on the mat. Allow yourself to let this right hip anchor down. And then on that inhale, we'll sweep our arms up. And we'll exhale, twist open towards your right side. So right hand behind you, left hand on that right thigh. Another option is to place the right hand around the thigh. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. One more breath in and breath out. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center. The arms reach up. Bend your right elbow. Pat your back with that right elbow. Grab the tip of that right elbow with your left hand, drawing a breath in. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, release both arms back up, and then you'll exhale, send this right hand out towards that right edge behind your back, bend that left elbow, clasp the hands behind you if you can. And if you can't, it's no big deal. Grab your shirt instead, or if you have a strap handy, take that strap and hang on to the strap. Either way, take a full breath in here. Keep those thighs stacked if possible. And then exhale, fold your heart forward. You're going to feel it not only through the shoulders, the chest, but you'll also feel a little bit of length through this right glute. And it doesn't have to be a far fold. It can be maybe half an inch, less than that, or greater. One more inhale, looking about 3 feet in front of you. And that exhale. On your next breath in, rise up, release. Take your time because this right shoulder might be a little cranky. Extend that right arm out. Bring your hand to that right shoulder. A few twirls. And then pausing, inhale, that right arm goes up and counter twist to your left side. Looking over that left shoulder to decompress that low back. One inhale here and one exhale here. On your next breath in, turn and gaze to the top of your mat. Your fingertips are to your sides. Shift the weight back, rock the body forward, bringing that right knee back down to the mat. Extend that left leg behind you. Side plank as you take your right foot to that right edge and extend your left arm up towards the sky. Draw a full breath in here. As you exhale, press the blade of your left toes into the mat and sending this left hand towards the top of your mat and looking anywhere it feels right for you. One more breath here. And that release here. On your next inhale, your arm floats up and you can lift and float the left leg as well. If you don't want to lift the left leg, keep it down. Point and flex the toe. Curl the heel in towards the body or pull the knee into your chest. Slide your hand along the shin bone until you're able to grasp the ankle or the top of your foot and bow the heart. As you bow the heart, you're sending your kneecap away. You're still strong through the low back. Breath in. And that breath out. One more breath in. And your breath out. On an inhale, release, extending your arm and your leg, blade of your foot down, spin that left hand around, rotate those hips. If you need any movement with this left leg, take that movement. Return that left knee down, wiggle your hips side to side. Send the weight of the body back. We're taking 3 roller coaster cat cows or 3 traditional cat cows, your choice. Inhale, elbows bend if you're taking the roller coaster right up. Exhale, dome the spine, slide your hips back. 2 more. Inhale with your breath, cow pose. Exhale with your breath, cat pose. 1 more if you're doing this. And then exhale, take it back. On your next breath in, rise up into your tabletop. Any movement that you need, take that movement. Bring those knees together, curl those left toes under, and then inhale. Right leg goes behind us. As that right leg goes behind us, draw the navel up and in. Curl the heel in towards the body, point those toes up towards the sky, and activate the glute. So we're warming up that glute, allowing the hip flexor to open up. And it doesn't take long to warm it up. Like you'll feel your glute immediately begin to get tired. They tend to be the largest muscle, and they're the muscle that we allow to get a little bit more sleepy on us. 2 more. And then inhale, extend that right leg, cross the right foot over towards the left side of the room. Exhale, look over your shoulder. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. Take 2 more if you can. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears, pressing the hip as much as you'd like towards this right side. Last inhale and exhale. Then keep your legs the way they are and look to the top of your mat. Bend that right knee behind the left. Walk your knees to the center of the mat. Either blades go out or curl those blades towards the shin bone. Begin to send the weight of the body back. Top of that left foot is pressing into the mat. If it's too much, then slide your foot out. You always have the ability to modify for your needs each and every position that we go into. Breathe in through your nose. Bow down and breath comes out. 1 more if possible. Letting that breath go. When you're ready, begin to rise up, looking towards the top of the mat. The knees come down. Send the blades out all the way if you hadn't already. And then exhale, paw your way like a cat until your glutes anchor into the earth. Once the glutes anchor into the earth, sit up nice and tall. Align those knees to your sternum, if possible. On your inhale, circle sweep your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, twist open towards that left side. As you twist open towards that left side, take your time as you gently begin to use the blade of your right forearm or that right arm against this left thigh. Full belly breath in here. Full belly breath out. 1 more. As you release that breath, on your next one, you'll come back to center and the arms will float up. Bend that left elbow, pat your back, grab the tip of it. You can stay right here. This might be enough for you. Breath in, breath out. 1 more breath in and that breath out. When you're ready, arms extend up. As the arms extend up, you'll take that left arm out to the left side, bring it around your back, start to walk your fingertips up towards the spine, and then bend that right elbow. See if you can clasp. And I assure you, I have one dominant side, and I'm just going to turn my back so that you can see it's not always where they combine. It may be that you need that strap. It may be that you want to grab your shirt. It's 100% up to you, though. I want you to know that whatever you've decided to do, that's perfectly fine. On your exhale, if you're bowing down, send the weight of the body forward. Trying to release the neck, the glute, the shoulder. We've got 1 more inhale here. And that exhale here. On our next breath in, use your core to lift and rise up in that pelvic floor muscle or perineum muscle. Inhale, begin to slowly release the clasp. Send that left arm out to the left side, fingertips towards your elbow. Extend that right arm up. A couple of circles in each direction, just to bring that mobility back into your shoulder. And then inhale, arms both reach up, and we'll exhale, twist open towards that right side as the counter pose. As we counter pose, 1 more inhale and 1 more exhale. On your next inhale, neutralize, bringing your fingertips to your sides, rock back for a little bit of momentum, rock forward, and then drop both knees down to the mat for side plank. Extend that right foot behind you, left foot to that left edge. Inhale, right arm flows up towards the sky. Press into the blade of your right foot, send the right fingertips towards the top of your mat. Big belly breath in here. Big belly breath out. Then inhale, the arm floats up and the leg can meet it as well. Curling the heel in or pulling the knee in towards your chest. Take your bind if you'd like. Big breath through your nose. Send the kneecap away, bow the heart out. Navel is strong. Let it go when you're ready. And then inhale, releasing. Blade of the foot down, spinning your right hand around, and then any circles that you'd like with your knee in each direction. Give yourself the ability to take it there. Lowering that right knee down, wiggle the hips side to side. And we're going to take 3 rounds or 3 breaths of child's pose. So big toes together, slide the hips back. Notice what's going on now. Are you able to bow your chest down further? Can you take those knees out a little wider? If your forehead is resting on the ground, maybe massage the space between your eyebrows by rocking right side to left side. Pausing if you're moving, finding stillness for one last inhale here. And that exhale here. As you take your next breath in, rising up, palms stack with the shoulders, knees and hips stack with one another. As you draw your next breath in, curl your toes under, shift the weight of the body back. Begin to lift your knees off the earth and tilt your hips up for our first downward facing dog. March or paddle your feet out, bend that right knee, straighten the left, back and forth. Hollowing out those armpits for strength. Grip your fingers into the mat. Find stillness now in your downward facing dog. Big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. On our next inhale, we'll lift our heels, bend our knees, look forward, walking our hands towards our feet so that we're at the back of our mat. Inhale, we'll rise up halfway. Flat back, so pull the ribs in. Exhale, we'll melt it all the way back down. Separate your feet wider than hip width distance. Grab those elbows for ragdoll pose. Look in between your legs. Feel your head get really heavy. Sweep yourself from right side to left side, or even from the top of the mat to the left, bottom of the mat. Or if you even like, take your left elbow towards that left top corner and the right elbow towards your right knee, and then switch it out. Whatever feels good for you, though. Spread your toes out wide. Breathe in complete. Let that breath go. Come back to center, lowering your hands down to the ground. Walk your feet back towards one another. We'll take a soft bend of our knees. And inhale, we'll reverse and rise all the way up. Sweep those arms to the sides, to the sky, a full breath in. Palms kiss over our head, and then we'll exhale, bring our hands into prayer and at our heart space. Closing the eyes here, relax the shoulders away from the ears as you draw your breath in. And as you exhale, sigh that breath out, release the hands down to your sides for Tadasana or that mountain pose. Inhale, circle sweep the arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, keep your ribs together, pull the heads of your elbows down. Inhale, our arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bending those knees, fingertips down on the ground. Take your left foot, step it back. As that left foot drops back, drop that left knee down to the ground. We'll inhale, take our time as we bring our palms towards this right thigh. Breath in, keep that right hip with the left hip in line. Let that breath go. On an inhale, arms reach up towards the sky, and then we'll exhale. Bend the elbows, shift the weight forward just a tiny bit. One more inhale here, and that exhale here. Then inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, your hands will frame your right foot. Sending your, sending your left toes to that left edge, or at least your foot. Bring the top right hand and left hand to that top right corner. Before you bow down in this modified variation of warrior 2 with the bow on your knee, make sure that this right knee is in line with your right hip. You'll exhale, then release the chest down. So you're feeling that lean through the low back and the hip, allowing those tendons, those ligaments to open up for you as you breathe in and out of your nose. One more inhale here, and that exhale here. This feels good for you. Stay here for another breath. But if you're ready to take a second phase or a modification, press your palms into the ground, lift your head up, walk your hands like you're taking lizard pose, but not lizard pose. You'll slide this right hand underneath your right thigh, and then you'll place the right hand on top of your right foot, and then your left hand is going to rest on top of that right hand and that right foot. You'll exhale, bow down towards the ground, taking your chin towards your chest, doming your spine like it's a turtle, or you're taking that cat-like position. Big belly breath in, big belly breath out. On an inhale, you'll still keep your arms as is, but you'll look maybe to that top left corner or to the right or the top of your mat. Exhale, dome it. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, dome it. Last time, we'll inhale, lift, and then we'll exhale, dome. On our next breath in, we'll release, bringing our hands back down towards the mat, lifting our hips up, returning this left foot behind us, curling the back left toes, lifting that back knee off the mat, and then inhale, that right arm reaches up towards the sky. On our exhale, the hand releases down. We'll take a wide-legged forward fold as we spin all 10 toes to point towards the left edge of the mat, and we'll bow our heart down. As we bow our chest down for this wide-legged forward fold, know that your fingertips can rest on your block. Your fingertips can be a little bit hovering off the ground, or you can even bring them to your shin bones if you prefer, or interlace those hands behind your back. Always your choice. Breathe in through your nose here. Tilt the hips up. Let that breath go. As you take your next breath in, fingertips press into the mat, lift the heart up, turn your heels in, and then inhale, bend the hips, drop the hips low, bend the knees, drop the hips low, inhale, rise up into a goddess pose. As we come into our goddess pose, just let the weight of the body kind of find buoyancy, and then press the thighs out. Find stillness when you're ready, and then we'll inhale, rise up into star pose. So it's a big old X. As we come into this big old X, we'll exhale, release our hands to our hips. Spin the blade of your left foot so that it's perpendicular to the mat. Point your right toes forward, bend that front knee, and now you're in warrior two. Beautiful. In your warrior two, drop your back hand down, flip that front right palm, inhale, little reverse warrior. And then exhale, you'll release those hands back into warrior two. From that warrior two, hands down to the hips. Arms now are going to extend diagonal to that top left corner. So since we were on our knee earlier, now we're going to be up off of the knee. So arms up, and then exhale, bow it down like you're fanning a fire out or creating heat. And you'll release the palms to the mat or release the palms to your block. Press and feel this right hip hug back. Press through the blade of your left foot. One more breath in, bow it down as you exhale. As you take your next breath in, rise up, your fingertips return to the mat. You spin so that you're on the ball of your left foot. Slide your right foot behind you. Step it to the back in downward facing dog. March your feet out. Inhale, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll into your plank, release to your knees. As you come down to the knees, hug the elbows in, lower your chest all the way down to the ground. As you come all the way down to the ground, inhale, rise up for a little baby cobra. Remember those key points. If your back is tight and tender, slide your legs out further. If your back is fine, keep those thighs close to one another. Float the fingertips off the mat. Notice that compression through the diaphragm in your belly. And then you'll exhale, release, and bow down. Inhale, plank on your knees to a round or two of cat-cows or sliding the hips into child's pose. Always your choice. You've got another round of playtime. So whether that's a cat-cow round or it's that child's pose, that's fine. And then we're all going to inhale and come back into our tabletop position. As we come into that tabletop position, curl the toes under, lift the knees, tilt up into downward facing dog. We don't have too many downward facing dogs today, so Just bear with me as we find that length for the body, that release for the hips and the low back. On an inhale, lift your heels up high, bend your knees generously, walk your hands towards your feet so that you're at the back of the mat. As you come to the back of the mat, inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, release it down. Separate your feet wider than the hips. Grab those elbows for ragdoll or pull out your peace fingers and take big toe bind. Sending the elbows out to the left and to the right, wiggling your frame right side to left side. And then return back to center, fingertips down to the ground, heel toe your feet all the way back towards one another. And then inhale, we'll reverse and rise all the way up. Circle sweep those arms to the sides, up to the sky. Full breath in, and we'll exhale, pull the elbows down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, the hands come down to your sides for mountain. Since we're at the back of the mat, you have two different options. You can inhale, sweep those arms up, and then paw your way for that bear pose, or just take your stance to the front of the mat, and then inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, pull your elbows down. Inhale, lift the arms back up, and exhale, forward fold, palms down to the mat. Step back with that right foot. Release your right knee down when you're ready. Both right and the left hand come to that left quad. As you inhale, you'll lift up. Adjust your hips, adjust your knee. Let that stance be comfortable. Then inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, let your elbows pull to the side. You're here, one more breath in. And last breath out. Then inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, your hands come down. They'll frame your foot. Once you frame that foot, sliding your right foot over towards the left edge. Keep that knee in line. So right and left knee stay in line. Bringing that left hand, right hand towards that top right corner. You'll breathe in, looking forward, and now you'll exhale, bow down. You can always use that block. You can always place your elbows on it if you prefer. Arms can be extended. Your ears can be along the same plane as the biceps. Feel that length through your inner thigh, your hip, and that low back releasing. Even your neck, your shoulders are feeling it. Last inhale here and exhale. Now decide if you want to stay here or you want to take that second phase or that modification. I like to call it Spider-Man. I don't know if you guys have a more creative name. I'm happy to incorporate that, but slide that left hand underneath your left leg. Hand is on top of the left foot and take your right one on top of it. Then anchor your elbow down if you'd like, or even on a block. And exhale, bow, looking underneath your body. As you bow and look underneath the body, exhale, dome the spine. Inhale, simulate a little cow-like position as you look forward. And if your hands aren't bound, it's no big deal. You can just keep those hands close to the heel. There's a ton of places for you to modify here. Always suited for your body's needs. Last time, inhale, we look forward. Exhale, we bow it. And then inhale, we'll neutralize. As we neutralize, sliding your hand out from underneath the leg, if it's underneath the leg, returning or squaring those hips. Palms come down, curl your back toe, lift that back knee, leave your right fingertips down, and inhale if you'd like, lift your left arm up. On your exhale, wide-legged forward fold as you release your left fingertips down to the right edge and spin your toes to that right edge of the room. Bow your chest down here. Let that breath go. One more big breath in and big breath out. On your next inhale, press the fingertips into the ground, lift your heart up, spin your heels in, sit your bum nice and low for that goddess pose. Slide your hands onto your thighs this time. As the hands come to the thighs, you'll exhale, drop your left shoulder down, look to that right side. Inhale, you'll come back to center, and then you'll exhale, switch it out. Inhale, center, rising all the way into star pose. Beautiful. As you rise up into that star pose, arms come parallel. As the arms come parallel, then they come to your hips. Adjust your stance for warrior two. So your right foot pivots to an 85 to 90 degree angle, and then your left toes point forward. Bend that left knee when you're ready. Arms extend out for warrior two. Back hand down, flip the left palm. Inhale, reverse it. Draw a breath in here. And then exhale back into your warrior two. Hands come back to the hips. The heart is squared towards that top right corner. Arms reach forward. You're still strong and your knee is in line with the hip. Arms up, and then exhale. Take that modification as you bow it down. If the back blade lifts up, that's fine. If you can't touch the ground, that's fine. Your hands can stay at your hip. Although if you have a block to prop yourself on, that's fine. Or even if you have a wall, that's perfectly fine too. One more breath in and that breath out. Releasing whatever you may have. Fingertips down to the ground. You'll inhale, rise up. As we rise up, rotate the toes so that now they're pointing towards the top of the mat. Step that left foot back as you exhale into the last downward facing dog. Inhale, roll into your plank pose on your knees. Exhale, lower your chest all the way back down to the ground. Sphinx pose as our hands slide forward and we anchor through those elbows and lift the heart up. As we lift the heart up, feel your chin neutralize so it's not tilted up, it's in line or parallel to the ground. Relax the glutes by wiggling your legs. Breathe in through your nose here. And breathe out of the nose. Only when you're ready, begin to pull your elbows out to the left and to the right and lower your head down to the ground. Taking your left ear down on the mat, bend your knees, windshield wiper from right side to left side. Now we're going to take a half frog today. So as you take this half frog, you'll go ahead and extend those legs nice and long. Keep your right leg long. Keep your left leg long. Hands out to the sides if you'd like. And then slide this right foot out towards this right edge. As it comes towards that right edge, use the foot as a blade, as a little hinge. So the blade of your big toe is down on the ground. This might be enough for you. You may even want to work the knee at more of a 90-degree angle. For some people, they need a little bit more, and that may mean that they've lifted their chest up and either resting their forehead on a block, perhaps on their hands, or if you decide, you can take that left ear down and look over towards, your right ear down and look over towards that left side if you prefer. That's a little bit more intense. So decide where it feels right for you. One more breath here. And that breath out here. If you happen to have your right ear down on the mat, go ahead and neutralize, either bringing your chin down to the mat or that left ear down to the mat. If you need to walk your left toes a little closer towards this right side, go for it. Bring the palms to your side. Release that right leg behind you. Bend those knees, windshield wiper, right side to left side. Neutralizing when you're ready, we'll switch it the opposite way. So now you can all bring your right ear down. Roll over slightly to the left so that you can bring that left knee out to that side. Decide where it feels best for you. Make sure you have your foot flexed. If your toes are pointed, you may not feel it in the exact spot, the inner thigh. But if your foot is flexed, you'll definitely notice it. And then you can slowly shift the weight of the body towards your left side. Big breath in. Big breath out. Relax the chest. One last inhale here. And that exhale. If you're on that opposite ear, bring your chin down to the mat. Or if you were on the regular ear, maybe you begin to walk your right foot over towards that left side. Place the palms to your side so that you can gently release and extend this left leg behind you. Forehead down on the ground, bend those knees, windshield wiper, right side to left side. Come back to center, extend your legs long, and as you extend those legs long, curl your right heel towards your body, and then with your right hand, reach back if you can, grab it, hug the heel into the glute. Release the hip flexor, releasing the quad. If you need a little bit more, curl your left toes under, and then taking your chest and lifting it up. Maybe you want to bend your left elbow and leave it out to the left side. Release as you exhale. Leg goes long. Switching it out. Curl that left heel in towards your body. Left hand reaches back. You grab the top of the foot. This may be right where you're staying. You can also curl the right toes under where your right knee lifts off the mat. Lift the chest up. Your right arm can reach out, or that right elbow can pull out so that you're feeling like you're pulling the elbows together and the shoulders are spreading. One breath in, and then you're ready to release. Let it go. Bend the knees, windshield wiper legs, right side to left side. Come back to center when you're ready, and you'll rise up into tabletop. From that tabletop, before going directly into a cat-cow round, just wiggle the hips so that you can further decompress your low back. From here, pause, and then take one round of cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly down, release the chest, lift it up when you're ready. Exhale, dome your spine, cat it up, your chin to your chest. Inhale, neutralize. Work your way so that you're now on your back. Slide those legs forward. Pull those knees into your heart. Hands can rest on the kneecaps. You're slowly rotating the knees from one direction in the opposite direction. Lowering the sole of your left foot down. Right leg goes up towards the sky. Your hands can wrap around your hamstring. Just a few ankle twirls in each direction. And then bending your knee into your chest, hands interlace around the shin bone. Just give it a nice squeeze. If you'd like to extend your left leg, you can, but it's not necessary. Figure 4 pose on your breath and time. Crossing that right ankle to the left quad. Lifting the sole of the foot, interlacing those fingers, wrap around the hammy or below your kneecap. Flex your right toes, support your neck. If you happen to need a little lift, use a blanket to support your head. Take another inhale here. Gently begin to release, and as you release, lowering the sole of your left foot down, cross this right leg all the way over. And then visualize like when we were on our hands and knees and our legs were crossed, you're drawing the knees up towards your belly. As the knees come in towards your belly, your hands slide from the kneecaps down to the comfort and gently hug the knees in towards the body. Flex both the right and the left foot. And as you flex your right and your left foot, you might notice that the glute on this left side, my left side, your right side, is gaining a little more length. Take a big inhale. Let that breath go. Another full breath in. Let that breath go. Releasing the legs, extending them up towards the ceiling. Flex your feet. Now point those toes, and on your exhale, the knees curl in towards your body. Give yourself a nice hug. Lowering the sole of your right foot down, extend your left leg up, hands interlace around the hammy. Couple of ankle circles if you'd like. And then now exhale, draw the knee in towards your chest, hands interlace. Extend your right leg if you'd like, or keep that right knee bent. And you're ready to release. Release and find that figure 4 position as you cross the left ankle on that right quad. Lift and thread your needle when you're ready. The right hand goes on the right edge of your leg, and then that left hand goes through that little triangle window.
Revisit your intention, or maybe start tuning into the word, the sound Om. Releasing the figure 4 position. Your right foot comes down to the mat, cross the left leg over. Pull the knees in towards your chest. Hands slide down from the kneecaps until they're comfortable for you to grip. And then gently take the knees in towards the heart. Feel your tailbone relax. There's a little bit of strength occurring here, so you might notice that your arms are doing a lot of work, and that's normal. You can also flip your hands to where it's the biceps, but that's up to you. I find that gripping on top of the shin bone is more comforting for me, and it might be more comfortable for you to grip the opposite way. Last inhale here. Make it long if possible, and then exhale, release it completely. Let your hands release from the legs, extend those legs up towards the ceiling. And then maybe here, you take your hands and you start at the base of the glutes or the hips and just give your body a little bit of love as you allow the hands or the fingers to go up and down. But when you're ready to complete this, make sure that you're drifting the fingers towards the hips. So blood flow coming towards the center. You can go on front as well. And then keeping your legs up. Now I want you to take that right hand and allow that right hand to do the same thing with the arms now as the legs go up. Just pulling it all towards the heart. Blood flow towards the heart. When you're ready, release your hands down to the sides. Big breath in. And as you exhale, bend those knees. Happy baby as you grab the blades of your feet. As you grab the blades of the feet, extending the legs to their corresponding sides or even up, whatever feels right for you. If you feel like taking eagle legs here or variation of eagle legs, you can do anything that you'd like. It's your playtime. Last inhale of playtime here in this happy baby. Letting that breath go and releasing. Letting the soles of the feet come down, cactus or to your arms as your feet land on the ground. Lift your hips, slide them over towards that left side. Now pull the knees in towards the angle to the right side. Knees fall to the right. Take that left hand on top of your right. Trace that halo over your head until you're able to come into a supine twist, or twisting the body with the knees to the right, the arm on this left side extended to the left. Take one more inhale here. Letting that one go. Look back up towards your ceiling. Return or rotate the knees back to a neutral position and then switch it out. Let the hips lift and slide to the right. Pull the knees to that corresponding corner. Release them to the left. Bring your right arm over towards that left side. Trace your crown over your head until you're able to find that supine position. That supine twist. Pull the shoulders relaxing. Acknowledge any thoughts that enter. But then give yourself permission to store them for a later moment. One more inhale here. And open mouth sigh, let it go if you'd like. Gaze back up towards the ceiling. Return your knees back to center. Feet rest on the earth.
Pull that right knee in towards your chest. Pull that left knee in towards your chest. Lift your head if you'd like off the ground. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. And then inhale, release, and exhale. Find our final resting position of Shavasana. If today you'd like to take Shavasana with legs up the wall, or even your legs up on the couch or the edge of your chair, just slide your bum over to one side, release your back down, and then slowly take your time as you extend the legs up, rotate the hips around, and then find comfort here. If you'd like partial legs up the wall and then finalizing the rest of our Shavasana on your back in corpse pose, then that's also fine. And I can cue that. So at any point that you're ready to release, if your legs are off the wall, you can. Go ahead and take a full breath in for this time, regardless of where you're at. And then exhale, sigh it out, let it go. Decompress your body, finding comfort, nourishment, replenishment, and that connection of your mind, body, and your spirit. Allow yourself to be one and rest. Bringing awareness to your space, to your physical presence. Begin by drawing a breath in through your nose, letting that breath go, inviting gentle movement back into your body as you begin to extend the fingers and curl the toes, creating circles with your wrists and ankles, allowing your head to move side to side. And then taking a big, good morning stretch. Bring your legs together, take your arms over your head, yawn if there's a yawn in you. And as you exhale, relax the body back to the mat and draw those knees in towards your chest. Giving yourself this big hug. You'll let go, releasing to your right side, resting there for a breath in and a breath out in fetal position. And then guiding yourself into a comfortable seated position. As you rise up into your seated position, knowing that there's never any rush to get there, you can stay in your restful state for as long as you desire, or in that fetal position if you prefer. We'll bring our hands into prayer, and at our heart space, we'll draw a full breath in with our eyes closed if possible. And then we'll exhale, bow to ourselves, to the time we've shared together, and to one another.
The divine in me salutes, honors, and acknowledges the divine love and light in each of you. It is an honor and a pleasure to have shared this time, this day, and this space with each of you. From my heart to yours, may you be safe, may you feel protected, and may you be at peace. Namaste.